What is up, everybody? Welcome to Physical Media Tonight. I am your host, Mid-Level Media. That's right, guys. We're here tonight. We got 108 people in the chat so far. Thank you all so much. Whenever I start off with 100 people in the chat, I know it's going to be a good night. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please be so kind to hit that like button. I would definitely appreciate that. But we got a hell of a show for you tonight. We're going to talk about more about the Elm Street franchise in 4K, just where I think it's heading based on some of the recent news that we've gotten. I'm also going to be ranking the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise tonight, so that's going to be pretty fun. I feel like I've done that before on the channel. I can't quite remember. It's been, I think one time I did a live stream where I either ranked or did like some kind of a tournament with all three of the big slasher franchises: Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Friday the 13th. I think I like had tournament brackets and stuff. This was like maybe 3 or 4 years ago when I first started live streaming. But I don't think I've done like an official Nightmare on Elm Street ranking. So that'll be fun to kind of put out there to you guys. I don't feel like there might be a couple of like hot takes here and there. There's one like big one that I know of off the top of my head, but I don't think it's going to be like my Friday the 13th ranking, which is all over the place, and people just hate whenever I share my Friday the 13th ranking. But yeah, we got other stuff we're going to get into. Umbrella is teasing some announcements. We'll talk about that. There's a sale, an MVD sale I'll dig into a little bit. There's an Alfred Hitchcock box set that was announced. I do want to talk about that a little bit as well. But look, guys, like I said, hit the like button and let's just get into it. Let me know too, also, guys, like what have you been watching? I feel like I've been watching a lot of movies. Like I feel like I've been doing a pretty good job, like trying to stay engaged in the spooky season, watching a lot of horror movies, and just watching stuff that I want to watch as well. Like I'm not just watching stuff so I can review it or talk about it on the channel. I guess like if I talk about it now, I'm technically talking about it on the channel, but I'm just like watching stuff that I'm in the mood to watch. I watched Halloween 4 on Sunday nights. And I had a hell of a time. I love Halloween 4. I feel like I watched this one more than like all the Halloween movies outside the original. It is one that's close to my heart. I've been watching it since I was a kid. And it was the first one that I ever saw as well. And I lied. Like I am going to be doing a video. I am kind of watching these for a video, but I feel like I popped this one in before I felt like I was going to do that video. But I will be ranking like the 4Ks of the Halloween franchise at some point on the channel. And that is why I watched this one, but also I just wanted to revisit it. Halloween Ends. I watched Halloween Ends. I finished it last night. I watched it over 2 nights. But I hadn't watched this 4K yet. And I'm like, if I'm going to rank the 4Ks, I got to watch the only 4K in the collection I haven't watched yet. And that is Halloween Ends. But I'll be honest, like I didn't even get the steelbook out of the plastic yet. I think I showed it off on my steelbook collection video. It was still in the plastic. So I took all that off. Beautiful steelbook. Like this really is like one of the best Halloween steelbooks in my opinion. It's a beautiful steelbook, but I watched this last night or finished it. I really kind of like this movie. I really do. It goes into, I get it if you don't like it, like if you hate the movie, but it has such a vibe to it that I just really get drawn into. Like, despite all the horrible dialogue and the shitty writing by David Gordon Green and Danny McBride, and just the cringe moments, I feel like the character interactions that just don't work. They're so horrible at like writing character interactions and dialogue, like not necessarily characters, because I like the characters in this movie, but just the dialogue is so like cringy and just awful in some spots. So like, but I can look past that and just like I really get into the movie, like just the vibe of the film. I actually think it's kind of cool what they did. I'll still say like I don't like how they went back on what they were setting up the last 20 minutes and just kind of turned into a more like traditional Halloween finale with Jamie Lee Curtis and Michael Myers. But I understand that was necessary. Like if this is the last film of the trilogy, and that's what you set up in the beginning with the first Halloween 2018, that's how you wanted to end it. I get that. And you just kind of threw all the other weird stuff with Corey Cunningham in the beginning and the middle. I get it, but it just felt like we were kind of cheated a little bit. You know, they should have. They're going to do it. If they're going to piss everybody off, they might as well go all the way, right? They might as well go all the way. But I I don't know. I enjoy this movie. I really do. I actually kind of like it a lot. But I mean, like the entire trilogy, like there's horrible dialogue. So that's not exclusive to this movie. Halloween 2018, like I really liked it when I first watched it, but going back and watching that movie is like a chore to get through some of those scenes. Like they're just really bad and cringy. Especially with Jamie Lee Curtis. I think she's awful in that movie. She's really great in this one. Like I like her a lot better in Halloween Ends. And Halloween Kills, like that's the worst one. If you don't think Halloween Kills is the worst one, I don't know what movie you're watching because I just think it's one of the worst worst movies I've ever seen. I get it, Michael Myers cool, he kills people, it's cool, but like as a movie, that is shit. That movie is complete shit. I think Halloween Ends is a much better film than Halloween Kills, but that's my hot take, guys. I like Halloween Ends. The funny thing is I posted my Letterboxd review on Instagram. I gave it 4 stars. And I had so many people like message me and say, I feel the same way. So I feel like a lot of people really like this movie. I just think a lot of people are kind of like afraid to put that out there because they're afraid of getting the negative feedback, but bring it. I'll take all the negative feedback. What else did I watch? I'm trying to think. I watched the 2 Terrifier films over the weekend just because I felt like it. And that made me want to go see Terrifier 3, which I saw tonight. And I'm going to have a theater reaction review vlog video come out probably tomorrow on the channel. I did film that in my car after I watched it. So I'm going to be giving you all my thoughts on Terrifier 3. Not going to talk about that tonight, but yeah, I just felt compelled. Like I wanted to get on the Terrifier hype train. I really did. Like I want to be a part of it. And I rewatched those movies over the weekend, and I really, really kind of loved my experience watching both those movies back to back. So it made me want to go see part 3 in the theater. So I did after work today. And yeah, you'll get my review of that tomorrow. Let me get into the chat. I've been blabbing long enough, but let me know what you guys have been watching. Let me know what you've been watching, what you've been enjoying. Top 5 found footage films. Kevin Kruger, my goodness, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. I do want to rewatch Creep. I'm like really in the mood to rewatch Creep, but it's like I gotta wait till the second sight edition comes out. Creep is creeping up there into one of my favorites. But top 5, that is tough. That's really tough. It's hard not to pay respect to like Paranormal Activity and Blair Witch Project. So that would probably be 1 and 2. Paranormal Activity would be my number 1. I think that's one of the scariest movies ever made. Then I would put Blair Witch Project at number 2. I would probably go Creep at number 3. I really honestly would probably go Creep at number 3. And VHS, I think, has to be in there, but I don't want to put the first VHS in there. I want to put VHS 2 because I think VHS 2 is a better film than the first one. I think all the segments in VHS 2 are kind of bangers, whereas the first one, there's a couple of them that aren't so great, and there's like 3 of them that are pretty damn good. Especially the first one and the last one of VHS, I think, are the strongest of like the whole series. But VHS 2 would be my number 4. And is there another one I could put in my number 5? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Oh, Hell House LLC. I'll put that as my number 5. Honestly, like I'll keep it at number 5. I'll keep it at number 5. That's a good question. When are you going to review text? I'm not getting that, Kevin. Come on now. Let's see. I can't answer all of Kevin's questions. People get upset when I answer all of Kevin's questions. I'll answer a few of them though. What's the worst Scream Factory 4K in 2024? See, I haven't watched a lot of them. I don't even feel like I could adequately say like what the worst is because I feel like most of the ones I've watched this year are all pretty damn good. And I haven't got them all. So I'm trying to think. Have I reviewed one recently that I didn't think was that great? I can tell you what the worst Blu-ray is. That's Jennifer 8. I did not enjoy that at all. But actually, the Blu-ray was actually really good. The quality. The worst Blu-ray is Unlawful Entry, unfortunately. Like they should have done that one in 4K because it would look beautiful. I love that movie. The worst 4K, I don't know. Amityville Horror, even though I was positive on of the ones I watched, I guess that's the one that, it didn't blow me away. I thought it was good 4K. I don't know. That's a tough one to answer, Kevin. I'm sorry. The best horror movie that takes place in Kentucky. If you count Clove Hitch Killer, I can't say that. Return of the Living Dead takes place in Kentucky, so it definitely that. Definitely that. I watch it whenever I feel like, Kevin. That's when I watch it. I watch it whenever I feel like. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. What's up, Chris? Rainwater. What's your favorite Freddy versus Jason kill? Um, Probably the one with what's that actress name from Ginger Snaps and American Mary? Isabel something. I can't remember her last name. Probably that one where she like gets folded up in the bed. That's a pretty cool kill. That's a pretty cool kill. I would say so. I think the first four are for sure. But if they're smart, like they'll do all the eights Paramount will, and they'll do a box set or they'll license it to Arrow Video. I am coming for you for sure. What's up, Antonis? What's up, Maria? How are you doing? What's up, Bobby Big Boy Knuckles? Oh, awesome. Awesome. Can I get a happy birthday shout out? Today's my actual birthday, October 2nd. Happy birthday, Antonis. How old are you? I guess you would be 26, right? Sorry, I got something in my throat. Let me take a drink. Let me take a drink. Oh, another pickup I got, guys. I got all my pickups next to me. I'm ready to show some stuff off. Long legs. I think somebody was in the live stream last week and they told me that this was starting to be put out without the slipcover, or people were getting it without the slipcover. And I got scared and I wasn't planning on getting this for a little bit. So I went ahead and ordered it because this slipcover is freaking fire. It looks great, and I couldn't get this without the slipcover. So I ordered long legs, and I like long legs. I just saw it in the theaters and I didn't feel like buying it right away. So I got that in the collection. I might watch that one pretty soon. That's one I want to revisit. Let's see. What's up, 4K Media Guy? How you doing, buddy? What's good, Ken? Are you expecting more Christmas movies to get announced for 4K, like Santa Claus or Jingle All the Way? I mean, if Disney's smart, they would do like a 4K pack of the Santa Claus movies. I don't get why they wouldn't. Like that just seems like a no-brainer. Maybe now that Sony's, with them, maybe they'll wise them up to a few things, and we'll get Home Alone 2, and we'll get the Santa Claus. Of course, Jingle All the Way would be huge like that. And that's more Arnold on 4K. Like this has honestly been the year of Arnold Schwarzenegger on 4K. So that would make perfect sense to do that. But I don't know, like all the most like iconic Disney, all the most iconic Christmas movies that are left, I feel like are Disney at this point. You got Jingle All the Way, the Santa Claus movies, Home Alone 2. There's other ones I know, but we are finally getting White Christmas, which I don't feel like a lot of people care about, but me, I love White Christmas. I think it's a great movie, and that movie's going to look so freaking gorgeous in 4K. So I'm excited for that, for sure. Trying to turn down my brightness. I feel like I'm too bright. That's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we were going to get some of those 4Ks. We would have got announcements at this point. I mean, it's October, for crying out loud. Hi Ken, how you? What's up, Collector Movie Man? I'm considering maybe getting Nightmare on Elm Street, but if I do, it's not going to be till after Christmas. January is a good time as any to watch Nightmare on Elm Street, for sure. That's not a seasonal horror movie like that. You can watch Nightmare on Elm Street like any time of the year. What's up, Adrian James? I don't know. We're going to talk about that tonight. What's up, Griff? Trying to decide if I should hit the MVD 50% off sale that's happening right now. Yeah. I don't think the prices were that great. They've been better before, but we'll dive into it. What's everyone's favorite Nightmare on Elm Street? I like 2 and 3. Oh, I forgot to ask, guys. Like, how do I look tonight? Because like my wife and I on Monday, we were all blurry, and last week, of course, I was blurry like all throughout the stream, and then I actually crashed. The stream crashed on me at the end. I couldn't even finish the damn thing. But that was a separate issue. Like apparently, like my internet was like updating or something, like at a specific time. My wife didn't tell me she knew about it. I probably got messages too, but I'm too dumb to look. So let me know. Let me know how I look tonight. If I look any better than normal. Let's see. What's up, Sean? Don't know if it's happening anywhere else. Amazon delayed Nightmare on Elm Street. Still booked the next one. They'll just cancel it. I'd rather wait for the box set if it comes out. Yeah, I get it, man. Apparently they didn't make enough. So they over committed to pre-orders, and now they have to delay because they have to produce more, which, I guess that's a good problem for Warner Brothers, but it's bad for your customer. Now they're going to cancel their orders on you. So I keep seeing it go in and out. Like it goes up for pre-order, then it goes away. Then it goes up for pre-order, then it goes away. So hopefully they just like mass produce more of those damn things and put them out for people. Like if they want them, like physical media should not be that hard to get at this point. If people want it, if the demand is there, like you put the money in to do the remastering, freaking give people what they want. Like don't make people have to like, get on eBay and buy this shit for $200. Not, I don't think a ton of people would do that, but there are some people that would do that. Produce enough for people. Come on now. And then open your eyes and realize that physical media is not dead. Okay. Because that's an example of it not being dead. Everybody wants a damn steelbook. I get it. Nightmare on Elm Street's huge. It's probably the biggest title that's come out this year since like True Lies and The Abyss and Aliens, to be honest. And Terminator is going to be the next one. Like that's going to be the next one that people ain't going to be able to get. And I'm hearing people are having trouble with Deadpool and Wolverine right now. Yeah, they don't have it even in stock. Told me to wait until they get a new shipment, but I can't wait forever until I know. Yeah. I think there's still plenty of slipcovers though. Yeah. They delayed my Nightmare Steelbook until November the 20th. Tell me about it, but there's always a sale. If you can't make this one, there will be one down again the line, I'm sure. Yeah. It's upsetting, but I don't think Warner Bros. Anticipated just how many people want Freddy on 4K. They should have. They should have. And they should have done it a long time ago. And they should have do a damn box set. By God. By God. I mean, they should do a box set. They should have individual slipcovers for every movie. They should have individual steelbooks for every movie. They should have a steelbook box set. Like, if it were Lionsgate, like, they would do all that. Like, they would do, like, freaking 50,000, like, 4K box set editions of A Nightmare on Elm Street. You say what you want about Lionsgate. They put out all flops, and they budget their stuff at, like, $250 million. So they're obviously not the smartest company when it comes to putting movies out in the theaters. But when it comes to physical media, like they know there's a market there, and they try to hit up that market and get that market and put out cool stuff for us physical media collectors. It just sucks that it's not at as great of a price as it used to be. George with a $9.99 super chat. Thank you so much, George. Finally, I've caught you live. It's super early in the morning over here in the UK, 3:07 a.m. Well, I'm glad. Are you up for work, or are you still up for a night of binging movies? Let me know. But I appreciate the super chat, man. I do. Let me throw a little clip your way. We'll start the night off with good old Al.
She got a great ass, and you got your head all the way up it.
She does have a great ass. That is true. That is true. What's up, Don? How you doing, man? I just did Shocktober sale with Scream Factor, but I haven't got my order yet. I got mine, I think, 2 days ago. I already filmed my video, so I'll have that up at some point. What's up, Don? What's up, Mad Ang, man? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. What's up, Daniel? No, that's one I'm dying to see. Like that in The Substance. Like, I need to see those movies. I need to see those movies. Yeah, hopefully Romulus comes out in November, right? So I'll be able to I'll just get like the slipcover version on 4K and I'll watch it at home, but I'm excited to see it. Let's see. I can't talk about it because I filmed a video, but I'll get my thoughts tomorrow. After the Amazon Nightmare Steelbook fiasco, I'm going to start pre-ordering from Groove if possible. Groove's the way to go, man. Groove's awesome. I mean, I use Amazon still, but honestly, like I don't use them as much as I used to. I put in like a $200 order with Orbit because there was tons of stuff coming out next week on the 22nd that I wanted. And I found that Orbit had all of it, and I just bought it all from Orbit. Had to pay a little bit of shipping, but it's worth it for me to not have the stuff like, delivered like in 5 separate shipments over the course of a week. Just have it all together. Am I going to get it on time? I don't know. I know they've been going through trouble with the flood and stuff, but that's another reason why I wanted to support them and put in an order with them. But yeah, I got tons of stuff coming next week. Hopefully it comes in before release date, but if it comes in a few days after, it's not going to be a big deal. Signs, Sixth Sense, The Wolfman, what other Scream Factor? Death Becomes Her, Cuckoo, Violent Nature, Oddity. Like I got tons of stuff. Yeah, they should have. They just don't know what they have. They underestimate physical media. They always do. Summertime Blues, what's up? Looking forward to Shocker 4K. I didn't pre-order that one. I'll get it somewhere down the line. I think it's cool. It's got new special features, but I don't need that one right now. Let's see. Oh, nice. You received the ring today with Paramount Scares between. Yeah, they're probably running low on that because they just priced it at. Didn't they price it the other day at like $47 or something? Is that still on sale? Yeah, guys, you can get the Paramount Scares box set. Let me show this. You can get the Paramount Scares box set for $47.39. That is unreal that you can get that for that. Unfreaking real. Just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Like that for that price, like God, like we pay that much for like one like boutique release in some cases. Like Opera, I paid like $60 for that. That's one movie. This is 4 in a really nice packaged box set. Like this thing ain't flimsy. Like it's like a freaking briefcase. It's got a magazine in it. It's got freaking pins. It's awesome. Like I think like that's an incredible deal. Like the fact that Paramount can do that, that is incredible. And I'll still say the selection of movies in that is better than the last one. I think it is. Like, because I'm not a huge Smile fan, and Crawl I didn't think was that great either. Rosemary's Baby, obviously classic, Pet Cemetery classic, but I had those on 4K. And Sweeney Todd, I don't know. I haven't seen it. I never wanted to see it, and I haven't watched the 4K since I got the box set. So that tells you like my interest level in that movie. But yeah, that's an incredible deal. Like jump on that set. Like it's great. ZPAM, what's up? What's up, Jerrison? What's up, Christian? Nick, we got First Photo Cage. Hello. What's up, First Photo Cage? I will talk about it tomorrow, Abyss. What's up, Aaron? Need my mid-level media fix? Well, you got it, Daniel. You got it right now. Let's see. Agatha's an amazing show. I'm so like out on the Marvel stuff. I'm just so out. I watched Winter Soldier last Tuesday with my son and enjoyed the hell out of that. Like if I want the Marvel stuff, I'll just go back and watch the older stuff. I'm just not into all the cosmic supernatural stuff. It could be great and maybe I would enjoy it, but I don't know. I'm just not into it. Yeah, what a bunch of freaking sons of guns. But guys, look, like when a Nightmare on Elm Street goes up for pre-order, you got to order that thing like immediately. And I'm not saying you didn't off Amazon, but like you got to go on Groove and get that sucker. You got to get on Orbitz, some other website that's going to take care of you, because Amazon don't always take care of you. They might. There's been some, because I did a short on Monday. There's been some interesting developments since then that would very heavily indicate that something like badass is coming. Something badass is coming. But we'll talk about it. Let's see. Can we get the standard poster art for the remaining Elm Street 4Ks? It's simple. Stop complicating things. Yeah, I agree. Oh my gosh, why am I yawning? I want that Hitchcock book 4K set to my Universal Monster. I mean, it's nice that they did that for sure. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow. Yeah, sometimes it'd be like that, Cops do it by the book. Made a lasting impression. Like it did. It did for sure. I was 11 years old when I saw her. It was definitely an awakening. We'll just say that. Yes, we all want. We want all Freddy's 4Ks. Yep. Yeah. It would have been so much more interesting if they make more Halloween films. Just should continue with Jamie's storyline. It could have been cool, but also it could have ended up like people would have hated it, because that kind of happened in Halloween Ends. Somebody took the mantle from Michael and people hated it. So like people might not liked it if that happened. Like a movie with a little girl like killer. I don't know. Like it could have worked if like she was his sidekick, I guess, maybe. But yeah, we're always left to wonder like what could have been with that storyline for sure. Um, but I think they made the right choice, and I really like Halloween 5. I really do. I know it's like kind of a black sheep of the franchise, but I like that movie. That would probably rank pretty high for me in my Halloween ranking. Uh, so I have Letterbox Marius, so I try to log everything. Yep, you'll find out what I think tomorrow. Let's see. I like the trilogy over Rob Zombies. Um, I mean, I probably would say I do too. I hate Rob Zombie's Halloween. That's probably my least favorite in the entire franchise. I think Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is okay. I've come around to it a little bit. Um, but yeah, I'd say overall. I mean, I don't like Halloween Kills at all, but I would probably still watch it over Rob Zombie's Halloween. That's a good deal, man. Oh, I get it, man. My wife and I made a video, which I was already getting crap for in the comments when I posted that I was at the theater watching Terrifier 3. Um, but like I said that if a movie like really excites me and makes me feel like I have to see it, like it's must see, and Terrifier did that for me, then I will find a way to go see it. I will find a way to go see it. So that's what I did. Kim, what is it about horror movies that seems to get fans more hyped up or passionate and more devoted to watch them compared to other genres of film? Um, I don't know. I think a part of it is the fact that horror has never really went out of style. It's been a part of movie fandom since like the beginning, like since the 20s we've gotten horror movies, and every decade we've gotten like solid horror films. Like it's a genre that's never gone away. And I think because of that, you have such a rich history and legacy with the genre, and that just breeds fans um, that keep growing and breeding and just making more fans. And it's just a genre that's evolved since the beginning of cinema. And it's unlike any other genre. It's never gone out of style. All kinds of other genres have gone out of style. Westerns have gone out of style. Crime films even have gone out of style. Thrillers have gone out of style. Rom-coms have gone out of style. Like almost every other genre. Comedies are out of style right now. Like they haven't been in style in years. So every genre goes out of style. Horror does not. So I feel like the fact that it's never gone out of style, like it's just bred this like natural, organic fan base over decades. And we're just rabid for it because we love it. And in most cases, like we grew up with it. This is a genre that was passed down to us from an older generation. We watched it when we were kids, and it just like becomes a part of us. Um, so that's the main reason why I think it is, you know. And it's also it's also a genre that is kind of looked down upon by some people. So it's one that like when you're in it and you love it, like you feel the need to like, you know, kind of huddle together and fight back against the man that wants to push you down. So it almost makes you more passionate about it because you want to defend it and you want to talk about it and you want to also try to get people on board with it and explain to them like why it's so good or why it's more than what you think it is. Like people look down upon horror. Like, why do you think a horror film like never gets nominated for a best picture? Like Get Out. It has to be like really good and it has to like transcend the genre, like Silence of the Lambs or The Exorcist, to like even be in the conversation when there's great horror films every year that could stand up to the best of what gets nominated for best picture every year, but it never gets in there because people don't respect it. They see it as cheap. They're looking at it at a very surface level, and they're not really digging into some of the themes that are incorporated in some of those movies. So that's the only way I can answer it. But we got 240 people in here. Thank you all so much for joining me on this Wednesday night. It is 10:21 p.m. on the Eastern Coast in the USA, and I'm happy to be here. We got Antana saying, that's funny, Bobby. Oh, you're just talking to Bobby. We got Van Gool. All three are good, but ends could have been better. I disagree on all three are good. First one's okay. Second one sucks. And the third one I think is the best. I think Halloween Ends is the best of the trilogy. I really do. Now, would Halloween Ends like rank super high up on my overall ranking? Probably not. But I still think it's a cool movie. I like it. But that's your opinion, Van Gool, and you keep your opinion, and I love your opinion, and thank you for sharing it. Gus is a Halloween Ends fan. Cool. My Trick or Treat 4K got shipped today. Awesome. Speaking of that, I did get my Trick or Treat 4K in as well yesterday, and I watched it last night. Watched it with the wife. It's her favorite horror movie, and we showed it to our kids as well. And I told my wife, I was like, I don't think this movie is what you remember it being. Like, I think you're thinking of it like a Hocus Pocus. She's like, no, let's get the family. Let's go down there and watch Trick or Treat. And then, like, the first scene, there's the guy watching the porno. And I'm like, see, I told you. But our kids are, old enough. They're 10 and 14. So I think it was fine. But, yeah. So I watched this 4K. Actually shot my review last night. I still got to edit it. So it'll probably be up on Friday. I'll probably have Terrifier 3 review tomorrow, and then Trick or Treat 4K review will be on Friday. That's how I'll do it. Michael Anthony Hall last year from Kills. Nice. I like my Anthony Michael Hall. Oh my God, you put it behind Resurrection? I like Resurrection too. So yeah, it did age poorly. Should have made that video by herself. No, because the same sentiment like applies to both of us, because a lot of the complaints have to do with like both of us specifically. But I still feel the way I feel, but sometimes I just want to go out and see a movie. Because I didn't want to, Marius. God, what's with the fifth degree? I watched the Paramount release of The Ring. I thought it looked good at the time, but I'm seeing the comparison screenshots compared to the Shout Disc and Shout Transfer. Honestly, like I don't know. It would be kind of silly for it to not be the same transfer, but Shout does an incredible job, like with their 4K. So I would believe that they did a better job, like, putting that on the disc, authoring it to the disc, because I think Paramount probably did the transfer. I would think, the restoration at least. So it's probably the same restoration. It's just like how it's put on the disc. I don't know. I'm not going to compare it to the Shout because I don't have the Shout. I don't want to buy the 3-pack. I stuck to my guns on that one. I'm proud of myself, actually. I freaking the Ring 2 was like one of the biggest disappointments ever. And Rings is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. So it's like, I don't want those movies on 4K. I was hoping they would do the first one standalone, and they did. So that's what I got. I got The Ring. Did I show this off yet? I got The Ring on 4K. Here it is. I'm going to try to watch that soon and do a review. But another thing that I got, I showed it off in a short today. I got this in yesterday. This is beautiful. So beautiful. I definitely expect a video on this. But the American Pie 4K from 88 Films. Oh my God. Like, first off, when I saw this was going to be a box set, like I was like, I have to have it. Because when they first showed this off, it was just like in a 4K. And I was like, I'm not just going to get a standard 4K from 88 Films. I'll wait for Universal to put out an edition or something. But like, this box set is like Arrow Video, like, quality. And it's like, to have that for a movie like American Pie, like one of my favorite teen comedies of all time, like, that's like a dream come true. Like, I could not pass this up. And it's gorgeous. Like, it is gorgeous in person. You take this out of the slipcover, you got a hard box underneath with the original poster on it. Look at this, guys. Then you got on the back, and this one time at band camp. Like, this is just freaking awesome. Like, I could not pass this up. And you take it, I'm just going to unbox the whole thing because I already did it today. You got the regular, the case right there. You got a freaking booklet right here. This is one of my favorite quotes of the whole movie from Eugene Levy. Well, just tell your mother that we ate it all. And then you got a freaking card in here. This is awesome. This is awesome. Like, you don't get this kind of stuff for like comedies very often. So I don't know. I had to get this one, but I did start watching the 4K last night. I got to finish it tonight, or probably tomorrow night, realistically. So I will have a review of the 4K. I'm gonna let you guys know if the picture quality is an upgrade, and I do have the Blu-ray, so I'll compare it to the Blu-ray. But like just having this set, like it warms my heart. It's like warm apple pie in my hands right now. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, I'm talking too much already. I'm way behind. Let's see. 39th year as old as me now, buddy. Are you gonna be? Yeah, that's it. American movie? No, I didn't pre-order that. I will probably get it. I heard good things about that movie, so I'll probably get it at some point. Yeah, it sucks, Josh. It sucks. Amazon's screwing everybody right now. Nice. Oh, thank you, Van Gogh. I did my hair and everything. I appreciate that. We're going to talk about Freddy's Dead, Cal. We're going to talk about it. You might be surprised to see where that ends up on my list. Hellraiser said in Zodiac. Yeah, Zodiac comes out the last week of the month. I mean, to be honest, like nobody should hate on anybody. Like all these movies are very personal. Like when you love movies, like this stuff becomes like a part of you and it becomes very personal. And it's like if somebody says their favorite Nightmare on Elm Street is Freddy's Dead, like don't hold that against them. Like it could like maybe they watched it, maybe it was the first one they watched and they grew up with it and they loved it. And they just watched it over and over again. And then it becomes a part of them and their nostalgia. And you can't hate on that. You know, people like things for different reasons. People, film is subjective. You know, can't hate on it. I do, and I haven't watched one of them yet. I bought that I think a year or so ago. Aaron Lewis is here, the lead singer of Stained, and he says physical media sucks. You know, I bought several of your CDs, Aaron. Okay, that's a shame that you would come out and say physical media sucks, but that's all right. Probably in the wrong place. Top 5 Kevin Kruger question. Oh my god, I have to do a top 100 ranking. Oh, it's no surprise. Like Scream Factor's transfers really are on another level at this point. Like they're getting up there and kind of competing with Arrow Video Second Sight. Like they're doing great work. They're doing great work for sure. I still think Poltergeist 2 is one of the best discs they've ever done. Like that was incredible. That's nice. That's good. Kenny went shopping in 4K, Summer Party Massacre, and Piranha on Blu-ray. Happy birthday to me. Did you see it? First watch for me. I've seen all those, I think. No, I haven't seen Happy Birthday to Me. Right? No, I haven't seen that. I was thinking of Happy Death Day. No, I haven't seen that. You got banned. How do you get banned on Blu-ray.com? I don't think I'm actually like a member on Blu-ray.com. I'm rarely like ever logged into any kind of username or anything. I just get on there for information. I don't get into the forums and stuff. I'm gonna watch that when Warner Bros. Puts it out on 4K. I haven't seen it, Kevin. This October, it's definitely I'd say of the 2020s, it's probably the worst. Probably the worst. Because 2020 was the Friday the 13th box set. You know, that was a big October release, and there were several others I think that came out, and I'd have to go back and look. That'd actually be a good. I'm kind of curious. Sorry, guys. These live streams will go off on tangents. I apologize, but I have to. I have to look into this now. I just have to. I'll get back to the chat here in a second. I'll go longer tonight if I need to. Let me bring up Blu-ray.com. I would like to. I want to compare this October to the past 5 years. All right. So Jaws did not come out on 4K in October, but we did get 300, Shutter Island, The Secret of My Success. Oh my God, 2020 wins already. The Secret of My Success. We're going to look at horror titles though specifically, because that's what October's for. Requiem for a Dream, District 9, Mallrats. I mean, 2020 was, you know, that was when everything was kind of out. So I don't anticipate this is going to be like a super strong month. It was like the height of the pandemic, but we were still getting cool stuff. But the Friday the 13th box set, like that was a huge release. That definitely trumps anything that came out this month. Back to the Future. So, I mean, there was some good stuff that came out in October. I know I said I wasn't going to count non-horror titles, but Last Starfighter, Parasite. Yeah, not a ton of horror stuff, though. I'll be honest. But I don't know. Friday the 13th, that box set was huge. But 2021, you got Halloween 1 through 5 on 4K, Elvira Haunted Hills, The American Psycho 4K Steelbook, Universal Classic Monsters on 4K for the first time. Night Shift. You got Inglourious Bastards 4K, Green Knight, Free Guy, Misery came out on 4K. Carlito's Way came out on 4K. Columbia Classics Volume 2, Deadly Friend. More Friday the 13th Steelbooks. Scream came out this month. Silence of the Lambs came out this month on 4K. I know everybody hates that 4K. Now the Arrow's out, but still. Demons, Olds. Like, this is certainly a better month than this month. Suicide Squad, the Underworld 5-movie collection, Deep Red on 4K. Nothing But Trouble, Don't Breathe 2, Killer Party, I Spit on Your Grave. So yeah, 2021 had it going on for sure. And I know 2022 was great because we have Fright Night, Army of Darkness, Night of the Living Dead, the Halloween 4K collection. Like just the first week alone with Halloween Curse through Resurrection. Dracula, the 4K Steelbook. Scream 2 came out on 4K. Like that was a great just first week. Then we had Lost Highway on 4K, Arsenic and Old Lace. The Universal Classic Monsters Volume 2 came out. To Kill a Mockingbird. The Paranormal Activity box set came out this month. Yeah, I would put, I don't know. What do you guys think? I would already put this month over this year just because of the first week. But we also got Return of the Living Dead on 4K. Punisher Warzone, Orphan First Kill, the Ring Steelbook, Trancers on 4K. Go the last week, Nope on 4K, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 on 4K, Dress to Kill on 4K, Changeling on 4K, Count Yorgo Collection, Satan's Little Helper. Like, this is a banger. This month was a banger for sure. And I'm pretty sure last year beat it too. Changed the month. Last year was Prey, The Mist, Talk to Me, Scream 3, Night of the Demons 4K, and then the other two movies on Blu-ray, Don't Look Now on 4K, It Came from Outer Space on 4K, Black Phone on 4K, Rosemary's Baby on 4K. I think didn't the Paramount Scares box set come out this week too? Or this month? Or was that a September release? I can't remember. Rosemary's Baby got a 4K. Videodrome got a 4K. Megan got a 4K. Friday the 13th 4K Steelbook. Pumpkinhead on 4K. So yeah, I don't feel like this year's October has anything on these other years except for maybe 2020. Barbie, one of the greatest horror films of all time. The Freaks box set from Criterion, The Blob on 4K, Last Voyage of the Demeter, Walking Dead collection, Red Dragon on 4K, others on 4K, Cujo on 4K, and then the Paramount Scares box set came out the last week of October. So yeah, I think that at least 2021, 2022, and 2023 were all better Octobers than this year. But I would honestly put sorry to adjust my camera. I would honestly put 2020 over this year too, just because of the Friday the 13th box set. That's just my opinion, though. That was a good question, though. Yeah, we'll get into that in a second. There's some other interesting developments to that that I noticed right before I went live. Oh, you'll love it. You'll love it, Joe. Well, welcome to the channel. The only thing I can tell you, I can't tell you much. I've heard some news, kind of, but I can't like exactly say anything. But I think it's going to be next year. And I think that we'll get steel books. I don't know if it's going to be like together, if the movies are going to be together, if they're going to be separated. But Lionsgate has it. They're working on it, and it's coming out probably next year. And that'll be for the well, no, it wouldn't even be for the 20th anniversary. The 20th anniversary was this year of the second one, like if they wanted to count that as the anniversary. So the 21st anniversary, but it should be coming next year. But it might be individual. I don't know if they're going to group them together. I don't know if they're going to do a whole Bloody Affair edition or what, but I've heard some stuff. Orbit had 3 for free. You shouldn't have to pay shipping. I might not have. I might not, because I spent almost $200. I might not have. I can't remember. I don't, Aaron. I need it. I need it. But didn't you say you hate physical media? I'm confused. The highway I take to get them is closed. I can't do it. Yeah, that does suck. I'm staying up because I just read. Nice, man. Nice. I need to watch more Radiant stuff. I need to watch Messiah of Evil. Nice, nice. Twister Steelbook already sold out? Are you serious? Are you serious? Nice. I didn't get Nightmare Beach because I got the Blu-ray and haven't watched it yet. So it's like, why would I buy the 4K? I haven't even heard the best things about that movie. Oh, for sure. For sure it's top 3. It's my personal favorite, but yeah, I would probably, in my top 3 would probably be that. Infinity War for sure. And honestly, if I'm being completely honest, it might be Captain America, the First Avenger, because I love that movie. I love the First Avenger. So that would probably be my top 3. What's up, Deli Spooky? I like the icon, man. The Reanimator. Me and my wife are watching Reanimator really soon. That needs a 4K too. Poltergeist 2, The Blob. Yeah, I'm done talking about it, okay? I put out my review. I said my piece on it. I said, look, it looks good, but it doesn't look as good as it could. And I still stand by that. Okay. It could look good, but still not look as good as it could. And yes, when I compare Nightmare on Elm Street, the stuff that comes out from Scream Factory, Arrow Video, or Vinegar Syndrome, like The Blob, Killer Clowns, Pumpkinhead, like amazing 4Ks. Night of the Demons on 4K. Like, how do these movies look so freaking good, but you can't get Nightmare on Elm Street to look that freaking good? I don't know. I'm done. But I got like every comment almost on there at all. Every single comment on that video was like, I got this in, and I think it's the best 4K transfer we could have hoped for. And I was like, all right, I'm the outlier here. It's all good. It's all good. He was drunk the whole movie. Cookie woman. But that's the part of the charm of that movie, I think. He was. He was. From now to December 2024, what am I looking forward to the most? Oh, a lot. No Country for Old Men, Demolition Man are definitely high up there. Also The Faculty, but if I'm being honest, it's Demolition Man. Like it has to be. That Arrow Video 4K box set of Demolition Man like that. That is a dream come true, and that is number one. That has to be number one. Nothing else can top that. That's like Twister level for me. Like I was so excited for Twister. I'm so excited for Demolition Man. None, not even Halloween 2. See, Vanderhoff likes the Nightmare transfer. I don't know. I think that's I think that'd be a good get for Scream Factory. You know, that feels like one that they could put out, you know, and do something with. But maybe Arrow, because the director of that movie was also the director of Friday the 13th, and they've worked together already. The Friday the 13th remake. So like it would make sense if Arrow did that one too. Horrors like herpes that'll never go away. I agree. Yeah, and that always happens. Like I said, when people try to put it down, it's just going to rise up even stronger. Like that's just how it works. You know, so just leave it alone, let it do what it's going to do. Oh, thank you, Aaron. Thank you. Yeah, hit the like button. We got 239 people in here watching. Thank you all so much. I agree, LA. I do. I think it's the best. I don't know, man. Like, great kills can only get you so far with me. And I don't even think the kills are all that great. Like, yeah, James Jude Courtney is awesome as Michael. Like, he is. I'm not going to take that away from him. But, like, the kills are fine. Like, the little staircase kill where he steps the kid's head off in between the rails. Like, that's a cool, okay. Like, it's brutal. That movie's so stupid. Like, evil dies tonight, and everybody chanting it like all throughout the movie, like they're in some kind of like political social movement or something. The whole idea of like the town being traumatized by 3 people dying 40 years ago is just very weird and stupid. And the idea that all these people from the first film are like together hanging out in a bar, it's just so stupid. Like every idea in that movie is so dumb and stupid. And it's like, how is this what you all thought of? Like it's just so dumb. But all that's still there and ends. It just kind of takes a back seat to the Corey Cunningham and what's the girl's Allison, I think, in the movies. To their like story, and I like their story. I like their chemistry and their vibe together. So that's what makes that movie kind of elevate for me. But it's just all those ideas are so stupid. That's what I can't stand. And Halloween Kills is like just the stupidest with it. Did you use anything to fasten your shelves? Yeah, I got them nailed in. You know, I just hammer them in. Evil dies tonight. Used to not care for Halloween 5, but on the rewatch, I really like the third act. Mike Myers chasing Jamie in the car in the woods. Yeah, it is. It's a good movie. I like Halloween 5. Some of those movies get a bad rap. I like Curse a lot too. I'm gonna talk about it. See, I reviewed it, but I cannot compare that. I cannot compare that Blu-ray to the 4K because I do not have the Scream Factory Blu-ray. I've got just a regular Blu-ray from Warner Brothers that I've had, and I never bought the Scream Factory one because I'm like, they're gonna upgrade it to 4K. They have to upgrade it to 4K. And then they never did, and then Arrow Video announced it. So I never bought that. And the Arrow edition, I will say, has all the features that are on the Scream Factory. So there's no reason to ever buy that Scream Factory edition. Yeah, I kind of prepared them for that. I was like, yeah, something really gnarly is getting ready to happen. That's a great sequence. That is such a great sequence. Yeah, my wife had no interest. Like, that's why I saw it by myself. Like, after I made her watch the second Terrifier. I still don't know how she got through that. After rewatching the other night, I was like, holy shit. Like, how did my wife actually watch it? Like, she watches a good amount of horror films with me, but nothing like that brutal. You know, like we watched the Saw films together in the theaters, but like Terrifier movies are on another level. It's just so drawn out. I like Jason X a lot. It's a good movie. It's a fun movie. I'm not gonna say it's a good movie. It's a fun movie. I did. I got that video coming out soon. My pickups. What's up, Shadhound? Nice. Yeah, it would have been cool to get them all in a collection, for sure. Yeah, hopefully we get that from Arrow. Yeah, I'm gonna rank the franchise. I like staying back in the day. I don't really listen to him much anymore. Okay, and now you're saying you were kidding. All right, now you're saying you're kidding. If they do a Nightmare on Elm Street 4K box sets, what boutique label would you want to see do it? Arrow for sure. Arrow for sure. Gary like Joker. Yeah, I'm definitely want to see it. You know. Curious what song it is that you liked. Are you talking to the mayor? I mean, I liked pretty much the first 3 CDs I hadn't listened to like all the time, but like probably my favorite Stain song is God, what was it called? Is it called Fade? I'm not going to start singing it, but I can hear it in my head right now. Oh, really? Carl Winslow? Oh, shit. Nice. That set looks awesome. Somebody in the chat, I think it was Eli, kept telling me to get that thing. I wish I would have, but I didn't get it. What is killing for you, boutique label so far? Minus Second Sight, they put out Awesome Edition. Second Sight and Arrow Video to me are neck and neck right now. Probably Second Sight would take it. Because they've just put out, they don't have the quantity of Arrow, but like their quality is top notch and they always put out bangers. My God. Banger after banger. Yeah, no, like why didn't they do volume 3? Like they should have done volume 3 last year, volume 4 this year. Like, come on, didn't those sell well enough? Oh, thank you, Allie. Yeah, Lionsgate should be doing that 80s made. They should be doing that. Me and my wife saw Strange Darling in the theater. We got a review on our channel. I enjoyed it. Do you think the pandemic and the closing of stores and movie theaters for a while cost what has happened to physical media? Once stores opened back, it just was never the same as before. Well, I mean, most of my stores didn't close. Like I could still go to Best Buy and stuff during the pandemic, but no, I mean, I think it was definitely the rise of streaming led to it. A lot of people just would rather own this stuff digitally, VOD and Voodoo and all that kind of stuff and streaming services. And, you know, to deny that would be, you know, would be disingenuous for sure. Like streaming 100% plays a factor in the decline of physical media. You know, other than that, I don't know what could have led to it, to be honest. You know, the cost, you know, the rising cost and the rising cost of everything else, and people got less disposable income. Like that could have definitely led to the decline for sure. But to be completely honest, like the cost of physical media has always been pretty much the same. To get like basic editions, like I remember buying DVDs for like 20-25 bucks, and you can get 4Ks now for 20-25 bucks. So I feel like the cost like hasn't gone up too much. Now, when you're getting into boutique stuff, steel books, yes, the cost is higher. But just like regular standard editions, I don't feel like it's much different than it was like 20 years ago buying physical media. What are your thoughts and feelings about 4K imports? Would you buy them if you needed a movie? Yeah, for sure. Like, I like to wait for domestic releases sometimes, but if it's something really special, like a Second Sight edition or an Arrow video box set or something, or Umbrella, or imprints or something that I just am interested in, like I will get it. Like I'm not opposed to getting import stuff, but I don't get a lot of the German media book stuff. I have a few German media books. Most of them were sent to me by a subscriber overseas. And I like the ones that I have, but they're not ones that they're not editions that I gravitate towards. So I don't get those a lot. And usually when we get a German media book on 4K, like we'll get one in the States at some point. We'll get an edition at some point. So I'll wait for that. I'll agree. That's a big Wes Craven I haven't seen. Oh, well, thank you for joining, K&L. The Steelbook is gorgeous, and the Blu-ray looks good. Like it's Arrow Video. It's a good Blu-ray, but that movie could look better on 4K for sure. Seen Terrifier 3 or as a series? I saw it tonight, Kondo. I saw Terrifier 3 tonight. I'm gonna have a review on my channel tomorrow. What is up, Frank's Media? How you doing, buddy? Frank's super into the media books on his channel. He shows a lot of those off. So go check out Frank over at Frank's Media and Reviews. Yes. Oh, that's another big one. Yeah, that's damn. Yeah, those are neck and neck. Like neck and neck. Never Ending Story, Demolition Man, neck and neck. Oh, Jigsaw's really mad right now. Oh my god, it's so awful. Oh my god. They actually think that guy that looks like the Penguin is Michael Myers. What are you all doing? It's so stupid. Everything in that movie is so stupid. Oh my god. Except for Michael. Michael's not stupid. He's great in the movie. Everything around Michael in the movie is stupid as hell. You know. God. Oh, the flashback sequence at the end is good too. I like that stuff. Like when that movie started, I was like, damn, this is really cool how they did that. Like that aesthetic, like that 70s aesthetic. Like it really felt like you were back in the older movie. So that was really well done. And Michael's cool, but that whole movie just, oh God, it pisses me off. Evil dies tonight. Evil dies tonight. Now they're turning us into monsters. Or was that Sheriff Brackett said that? Like 80-year-old Sheriff Brackett. Not a fan of the new Halloween films that can kick rocks. I mean, I get it. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Next on NBC. What? No, I would not. I would not. I don't care about that movie to do that. Now I would get Freddy Got Fingered on 4K if it was a nice box set. What's up, Special K? Night 90? What's going on? I don't have it. Whenever they do the sales, it's never in stock. I don't know if it went out of stock or what, but I missed the boat on it. All right, guys, I'm almost caught up in the chat. Thank you, Michael. I haven't seen it, John. I'll probably have to wait for physical for that. Tremors for sure. It's an all-time classic, but I think that Tremors 2 is like close. I think it's close. It's not a steep drop off in quality from Tremors or Tremors 2. I'll just say that. From there, I can't speak to it. I haven't seen anything beyond Tremors 2. But I watched them both when I was a kid. But Tremors is clearly the better film. You know, it's got Kevin Bacon. So the sequel doesn't. Mud Shovel's great. I like Mud Shovel. Yeah, that was like their first like breakout hit. Just a regular schmeckle. I don't even want to think about that, Marius. Probably. I could if I put my mind to it, but you know. On 4K, where's it at on 4K? Is it on it's a German imports? That would be a good one to do on 4K. Like Shout Factory needs to do that. They've got the Blu-ray. They need to upgrade that. More rom-coms, more comedies in 4K. We need it. We need it. All right, let's get into this, guys. Let's talk about Nightmare on Elm Street. When are we going to get some of the sequels on 4K? Well, we got a little bit of news this week, okay? I'm going to show you this image. So apparently the director, I got to freaking save this image because I forgot to do it before the stream. So the director of Freddy's Dead took to Instagram, and we'll get to the interesting stuff here in a second. But luckily, I saved this picture because I did a short with it this week. But the director of A Nightmare of Freddy's Dead put out a post on her Instagram, and I'm going to share it as soon as I get it on here. All right, just bear with me. I don't want to accidentally share my ranking. Rachel Tallahay is her name. She shared this post, which I clipped off of Instagram, and she showed a picture of herself, half face, with a Warner Brothers water tower on the back. She said, "Dreaming of a water tower, hashtag Freddy Krueger, Freddy's Dead, regarding a movie, or regrading, sorry guys, a movie from 30 years ago is an exercise in being punched in the face by every rookie mistake with a rare occasional, that was good. New 3D is a revelation, though. Freddy's brain is peak brats." Okay. So she shared that on Instagram. All right. And I think this was Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It was one of those days. I can't even remember when I put the short out. But just sharing that and knowing that Freddy's Dead is being regraded in 4K, you have to assume that if they're doing Freddy's Dead, then they're doing the other sequels, okay? Because Freddy's Dead is one of the least regarded films of that franchise, and nobody likes it, except for me, it feels like at times. But I feel like there is a fan base for sure. But the majority of people would want the other films on 4K, right? So if they're doing that in 4K, like, you would have to think there's some kind of like ultimate like Freddy 4K collection coming down the pike. So that's why that's significant. It's not just that we're getting Freddy's Dead on 4K. It's the fact that what that means, what that indicates. And I think it indicates it even more because, let me show you this. Her Instagram, which I just looked at before I went live, does not have the photo anymore. She took it down. All right. So somebody contacted her and said, "Hey, you weren't supposed to be sharing this. You spoiled our potential release, and there's people that are talking about this, and speculating on what's to come, and we don't want anybody to know." So I'm sure Warner Brothers reached out to her and said, "Hey, you got to take that down." Or maybe she just took it down because she was getting spammed with, messages or whatever, and she just didn't feel like dealing with it. It could have been that as well. But I do find it interesting that she took it down. So that is very interesting for sure. So the director, Rachel Tallahay, took that photo off of her Instagram, which indicates to me that somebody had to have reached out to her. Like, "Hey, you shouldn't have shared that," which we've seen that kind of stuff a lot. I feel like from filmmakers and people like that are working on physical media releases, they'll leak that they did an audio commentary or a special feature, and they weren't supposed to do that, but they did because they don't understand like what these labels and these studios go through, how they want to keep stuff under wraps and things like that. But what I find to be interesting is that I don't feel like, I don't know, I could be wrong. I don't feel like the studio would do that. I don't feel like the studio would necessarily care. Like Warner Brothers announced The Exorcist like 9 months in advance. They announced Enter the Dragon like 8 months in advance. They put out a press release of that. They have shared, and we're going to go back and kind of go back through the timeline of Nightmare on Elm Street sequels here in a second. But they've shared that they have interest in working on this stuff. They put out surveys and stuff on their Warner A list. So I don't feel like it would just be them that was unhappy with that post and want her to take it down. That smells like the work of a boutique label like Arrow Video. Could have reached out to Warner Brothers and said, "Hey, I thought this was going to be under wraps. I thought we were going to be keeping this quiet, keeping this secret. Now you got the director that's regrading the film posting on Instagram. Now we're getting all kinds of questions and things, and potential leaks and things are going on. So I could see that being the case as well. Like I could more so see a boutique label getting upset about that than I could a studio. That's just my thought. That's how I read that situation. But I do think it's important to go back through the timeline. And I made a video back in 2022, and this was at the height of people speculating that we were going to get a Blu-ray box set from Scream Factory. You know, there were images that were leaked in like 2021, I think, that there was like a Scream Factory Blu-ray box set. And we finally got word in 2022. Warner Brothers did like somebody from Warner Brothers did an Instagram live, or no, it was Scream Factory. Scream Factory did an Instagram live, and they explained that they tried to get Nightmare on Elm Street. Of course, they tried. They did Halloween. They did Friday the 13th. Of course, they tried to get Nightmare. And Warner Brothers said that it was an active franchise, and they were not licensing the franchise out at that time. So it was off the table for any boutique labels to do because they wanted to do it themselves if they were going to do a Blu-ray or a 4K box set. So I made a video on that. I talked about that. And I speculated in that video, I think you could probably go back and watch it. It was in 2022, that we were not going to see Nightmare on Elm Street on 4K until 2024 for the 40th anniversary. Now, whether or not we were going to get a 4K box set or just the first one on 4K, I didn't know at that time, but I just thought we weren't going to get any kind of Nightmare release until 2024. And that's exactly what happened. We didn't get Nightmare on Elm Street on 4K till 2024. Now, when they announced a Nightmare on Elm Street on 4K earlier this year, and it was pretty clear that it was just going to be the first one, my thought after that was, okay, if they wanted to do the entire franchise in 4K, they just would have done it all together. Because that's usually what Warner Brothers does, right? Like with the Rocky movies, they did them all together. Or they did the first 4 together. You know, maybe they could have done the first 4 Nightmares. They did the first 4 Rocky movies together. Then they did 5 and 6 later on. So with them just doing the first one, that smelled like they had some kind of other deal working with the boutique label. Like, okay, we're going to do the first one because it's the most iconic, you know, and it's the most iconic for our studio and our brand. And we have to be able to do the first one on 4K. But that's not to say that we can't license the sequels out to a boutique label. And maybe you guys can still put it out on 4K at a later date, the first one, along with the sequels in a 4K box set. But we have no interest in doing a 4K set because I feel like you guys are going to be able to sell it better and we'll overall make more money. I feel like that was the conversation. Or be able to market it better and all that kind of stuff. So when they just announced the first one, I started to think to myself that maybe a boutique label was going to do it. And the one that I figured would do it at that time would be Arrow Video. It just smells like at that point, like Arrow Video's got their hands on a lot of franchises right now. Like they did Child's Play, they did Hellraiser, they did Psycho. They did it all overseas. Well, now we're getting Hellraiser in the US. So I was thinking, well, maybe they'll do Nightmare on Elm Street in the UK. And in that release, it'll be just like Child's Play. We'll get Nightmare on Elm Street on Blu-ray and then the sequels on 4K overseas. Or maybe they'll do one in the States as well. And like I said, they'll just let them do the first one on 4K in the box set. But it just felt like it was going to be Arrow Video. And I feel like every announcement and every piece of news that we've gotten since just more heavily indicates that an Arrow Video box set of a Nightmare on Elm Street is coming at some point. The fact that they got Friday the 13th, Trick or Treat, both Warner Brothers properties. So they're obviously working with Warner Brothers. We just got news of, you know, Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X potentially coming to 4K from Arrow Video. New Line Cinema, Warner Brothers for both of those. Nightmare on Elm Street's New Line Cinema, Warner Brothers. So the fact that they're working with them so heavily right now, it feels like. They also did the Clash of the Titans films and Wrath of the Titan. So the fact that they seem to be working pretty closely together on stuff right now, again, would indicate that they're also working on some kind of Nightmare on Elm Street box set, which would be freaking massive. Like if Arrow Video puts out a Nightmare, I don't care if it's a UK release or if it's US, like it would be massive and it would sell like hotcakes. And I feel like Warner Brothers might be smart enough right now to realize that. But another interesting piece of bit of this or part of this is the fact that Warner Brothers did put out that A-list survey earlier this year. And they had the Nightmare sequels on there for people to vote on. Do you want these in 4K? So that's interesting as well, because that would indicate that they're putting that out there as an option for people to vote on. So if they're putting that out there as an option for people to vote on, then that would indicate that they want to do it themselves. Why would they be putting out something for people to vote on if they weren't going to do it? So I could see like people have that argument. Like that's why Arrow Video is probably not going to do it. And that's why Warner Brothers probably is, because of that survey. But there's just something, I don't know, there's just something that makes me think, just everything that's going on right now, that it's Arrow Video, that they've got it. And I don't think this is something that's going to come anytime soon. Like, honestly, I would speculate it's going to be coming in. Like, if they dropped the announcement, it was coming in like February or March, like that would be massive. Like, I would be excited for sure. But that's like an October announcement, right? So I feel like if we were going to get that, it's going to be like next October for all the sequels. So it could be a while before we hear any kind of official announcement for A Nightmare on Elm Street. Or it's very possible, guys. It's very possible that I'm just talking out of my ass and coming up with all these dream scenarios. And we're just going to get this. Next year, we're just going to get a flimsy ass 4K box set of the Nightmare films. No new special features, no new nothing. And it's going to look like this, only you replace the Blu-ray with the 4K. And this is what we're going to get. And people are going to be pissed. Okay. People are going to be pissed. And, you know, I at least just hope they put them all on separate discs, you know, at that point. But I hope this isn't it. Like, I really do. Like, they have to know, like, they're not equipped to do the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Okay. They're not going to put the time and the energy and the effort into it. They got to license that out. Like, they have to see that Arrow has done such great work for them in other franchises and other movies and other sets. Like, let's work with them and let them do this, because they're going to do what they need to do for the fans. And they have to do that. They have to know that. That's my hope anyway. I could be wrong. But what do you guys think? You know, let me know in the chats. I talked for a long time there. I want to talk about the umbrella announcements real quick. So this is the February post that Umbrella put out, I think, this morning. So their announcements should be tonight at 2 a.m. over here, because they announced stuff in Australia, and that's like 14 hours ahead of us. So 2 a.m. we should have these announcements. But this, like, I could spot one of the movies right away. And then I looked over in the comment section and they were also calling it out. But there's also some other interesting stuff out on here that I could potentially spot and call out. But right in the middle is Joaquin Phoenix. And he's got the hat, his head's down. And I instantly recognized that movie because I did buy it on Blu-ray a few years ago when it came out. But let me show this off real quick. This is actually a really cool movie. It's called You Were Never Really Here. It's kind of Taxi Driver-esque. You know, it's Joaquin Phoenix. He does jobs, murders people. There's a little girl involved, kind of like Jodie Foster in Taxi Driver. Just kind of gives off those vibes. But it's a really cool movie. Joaquin's great in it. And I think it's one that's really under the radar. Like, it kind of came and went. Nobody really talked about it. So a box set release of this will maybe get people talking about the movie again. Now, is it going to be 4K? Is it going to be Blu-ray? Hopefully it's 4K, because I already got the Blu-ray. But who knows? But I think that will be a pretty cool announcement for that. I'd be interested to see what they do for that box set. But up there in the corner, that looks like Samara Weaving in purple. And let me make this bigger again, guys. That looks like Samara Weaving right up there in the corner. Is that ready or not? Is that ready or not? That could be a number of things. I don't know. I don't know if it could be The Babysitter. That's a Netflix original, but we did get some rumors that The Babysitter was coming to physical media, and that was like a year or so ago. So maybe it's The Babysitter in the sequel. Maybe it's like a double pack or something. Like, that could be possible. It could also be Mayhem, the movie with her and Steven Yeun. But also it could be a Blu-ray or a 4K box set of Ready or Not. Like that would be an awesome announcement as well. And then we've got James McAvoy down there with something that's coming out of his mouth. Is that a toothbrush? Is that a razor? Like, what is that? I don't know what that is. I'll be honest. It feels like a more recent James McAvoy, but I honestly don't know like what movie that's from right there. So you guys can call that out, or maybe I can look in the comments section here in a second. You got Forrest Whitaker over there in the corner. Some people in the comment section were saying Last King of Scotland. So you got the Raid 2 right there because you got the South Korean guy up in the corner. Now, I will say that looks like the old man from Squid Game. Like if they got Squid Game, like speaking of Netflix, like if they got a Squid Game in like a box set, like that would be massive. That would be huge. That's 10 episodes. But if that's the same actor from the Raid 2, or if it's just somebody that looks like him, it could be the Raid 2. That would make sense for them to do the Raid 2, like a 4K box set of that, since they did the first one. But I think we could be looking at some really cool announcements. I'm excited to wake up tomorrow morning on my way to work and check out what these announcements are. Samara Weaving, you got freaking James McAvoy, Joaquin Phoenix, Forrest Whitaker. Like these are some actors, some big name actors. So we're getting something pretty cool from now and until 2 in the morning, or at 2 a.m. Eastern time. If you live over on the West Coast, it'll be like 11 p.m. So you'll still be up for it. But let me know what you guys think of the potential umbrella announcements. All right, let me get back into the chat, guys. And let's see. How are we looking on time? I want to do my ranking. I don't know if I'll get in anything else. I was going to look at the Halloween sale on MVD, but it's honestly not an impressive sale. So I might not get into that. Let's see. What's up, Carrie? Oh, I already read that. Steelbook Obsessed. What's up, Jake? How you doing? What's worse, the new trilogy of Halloween movies or the Rob Zombie duology? Rob Zombie, I would say, overall. I would say that overall. I'm looking forward to it as well. Well, Halloween 1 and 2, Halloween 2018 is not connected to Halloween 2, Dave. Halloween 2018 is a direct sequel to the first one. They disregard the second one. So it's not really, 2 is not a part of the story. So it's not really a complete story because 2 has nothing to do with the other ones. But I get what you're saying. Like if you just like to watch those and that's like your Halloween movies, like I get that. But it's not a part. Like if you want to watch 1, 2, and Halloween H2O, like that's a complete trilogy. But Halloween 1, 2, and 2018, that doesn't work together. Freddy's Dead is awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Aaron, for joining. Anyone else pre-order Imprints, A Bridge Too Far 4K? I did not. Probably 3D Blu-ray, but I could see them putting like, if a boutique label does it, like they'll definitely put in the 3D glasses for sure. For sure. I wouldn't be surprised if Warner Bros. Asked her to post that and then remove it. Fake leak, get more attention than announcements. That's true. That's true. It could be. Yeah, it could be big. Could be big. What if Vinegar Syndrome got it? That would be freaking insane. Yeah, I hope so. I like at the very least, like at least and what's up, Huck? At least give us like something you did with the Superman movies, like some kind of like steelbook set or something, like something cool. Like Warner Brothers has it in them to do a box set. I just don't feel like they will. They didn't do it for Rocky, but they made those nice like Warner Brothers sets. 25 movie one. Those are nice looking. Like that would be cool for Nightmare on Elm Street, like something like that. So they have it in them, but I just don't think they'll do it. Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't care. I'm just going to get on Diabolic and pre-order it, which I would encourage everybody else to do. Like, I've gotten over the whole like US, UK release, all that kind of stuff. If it's something I want, I just get on Diabolic and get it. They all make it easy. Diabolic, Orbit, Grindhouse. It's like they do the importing for you. You got to pay your regular shipping fee, and that's it. No news yet. Seagal's fat back, but I'll get back with you. Oh, it could be. Let me look at it again. Melissa George. I guess Melissa George and her look kind of similar. It could be. No, I don't see. No, it's definitely Samara. It's Samara Weaving, for sure. It's not Melissa George. Candyman's a good Halloween watch for sure. James McAvoy with a crack pipe. Okay. Hunter Biden biopic. They have one of those? Actually, I think it's one of those birthday party things you blow and they roll out and then come back. Oh God, Don. You just had to come in with political crap and then be joking. I thought you actually had the movie. Come on. Blow on 4K. Does anybody know what that movie is with James McAvoy? Isn't that blue one Stallone? Oh my God. Why do y'all keep making me look at this again? No, none of those were Stallone. I'm not even going to look. Those were not Stallone. Oh, is Ghoulies 2 out on 4K? That's pretty cool. All right, guys, if you're ready, I'm going to do my Nightmare on Elm Street's ranking. Now, this is the official ranking of A Nightmare on Elm Street. Anyone else that has something different is wrong. This is the correct ranking. Okay. I want to point that out, that my opinion is the right one. And this is the correct ranking of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. This is official. Okay. Only my opinion matters. I just want everybody to understand that. All right. I'm joking, clearly. But this is my ranking. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be, there's some people that might flinch here and there, but it's not going to be like overall very controversial. I don't think. Coming in at number 9, and this one's pretty obvious. It's the A Nightmare on Elm Street remake from 2010. I've seen this movie once, and I hated it, and I haven't watched it since. I hated it. Like, absolutely hated it. I've been wanting to revisit it. If they do it on 4K, if it's a part of the box set, I'll rewatch it. But like, unlike the Friday the 13th remake, which I just thought was okay and I never rewatched it, I hated the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. I thought it was so bad. The guy that plays Freddy, like, I didn't like. I didn't like the way he looked. I didn't like the way he acted. I'm not saying he did a bad job. Like, he was trying to do something different, but it's not Robert Englund. And I just thought it was pointless. Like, why even do that? It was in the remake era, so everybody was remaking everything. They thought they could do it with Freddy, and they couldn't do it. So the remake is number 9, and I am ranking Freddy versus Jason. That's why there's 9. I thought about not doing it, but I was like, I might as well throw it in. So yeah, the remake is number 9. I hated the movie in 2010. I haven't rewatched it since. I doubt it would move up. I really doubt it would move up. Coming in number 8 is Freddy versus Jason. I like Freddy versus Jason, but it always comes on the bottom of both the Freddy and Friday the 13th franchises. Not in this case, because the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street is that bad. It's a fun movie. I loved watching it in the theaters. For me, it's gone down in quality every single time I've watched it since. It's still fun. I like it, but it's not going to beat any of the other Nightmare on Elm Street movies for me. Not the original 7, for sure. So Freddy vs. Jason is my number 8. Coming in at number 7. This one might be controversial because I feel like this one's grown in popularity, but it was always my least favorite to watch when I was watching the original 7 back in the day, because it strayed so far away from like what was established in the first one that it broke all the rules. That always frustrated me. I'm coming around to it a little bit as I get older and trying to, enjoy it for what it is. And that is A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. Like I said, I like this movie, and I think the bus scene at the beginning is like maybe top 3 scenes in any Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Like, that's fantastic. And I always loved that when I was a kid too. I always thought it was super creepy and scary. But it's everything that comes after, that I was just like, this movie's like so weird and it breaks all the rules. Freddy's like he's trying to possess somebody and he's jumping out in the real world. Like, how can he do that? How can he kill all these kids? Are these kids Elm Street kids? Did their parents kill them? Like, what's going on? It just feels like he's killing at random. Like, whereas in the first one, it was very specific and very targeted who he was killing. And then they got back to that in the third one and just completely disregarded part 2. So it still just feels like it's just by itself, like on its own now. So the continuity thing just always frustrated me, how it didn't feel, they were breaking all the rules that were established, and it just frustrated me, So I don't know how everybody else feels about Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, but it's always been one of my least favorite. Of the original 7, it's certainly my least favorite. So I got to be honest, and I got to put it number 7. But I have watched it a couple of times in recent years because I do want to like the movie. I really do. And I think it's okay. There's some good things about it. Freddy's definitely very sinister and very creepy in the film. I still think he's creepier in the first one. I don't know. There's just something about the first one where I'm just more scared of Freddy in the first one than I am in part 2. But he has a good look, and he's creepy, and it's effective. It has good atmosphere. But it's goofy. You got the kid dancing in his room and bumping his drawer in with his ass. It's just, I don't know. It's okay. Coming in at number 6. Maybe this is controversial. Maybe some people would have this at dead last, or at least like right behind the remake. But I rather enjoy Freddy's Dead. So Freddy's Dead is coming in at number 6. And I've just always had a nostalgia for this movie. I watched it all the time when I was a kid. Like, it was always one of my favorites to watch because I was like 10 when I started watching these movies. So like the goofier Freddy ones were kind of fun for me. They were a nice break from how scary some of the other ones were. So when I would get like super scared of the other ones, I would pop in Freddy's Dead and just feel better about Freddy, He's a little bit more accessible in the 6th one. He was jumping around, Carlos and making jokes because he couldn't hear, playing video games. Like, that kind of stuff was just fun. And I still have fun. I still have a good time when I watch it. So I would definitely be excited to watch that movie in 4K, especially with 3D and stuff. But yeah, I'll admit it's not a great movie. All right. I'll admit that. But like, I've been watching it since I was a kid and I've kind of grown up with it. And I still think it's really fun. I still like just remember like certain quotes from the movie. They're always in my head. Like, and when I think of Freddy, like I think of that movie like all the time. So I like Freddy's Dead. That is my number 6. It's got a great soundtrack too. Let's move into my number 5. And I think this is the only one. No, no, I don't want to spoil things. Anyway, I'm not even going to say what I was going to say. Coming at number 5 is A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. I like The Dream Child. I like it quite a bit. I always liked it when I was a kid. I will say that coming off of part 4, which is much higher on my list, it was always a little bit of a letdown to part 4, but I still enjoy it. I think it's got some good kills. Super Freddy's awesome. The motorcycle kill's great. I like Alice in it. The unborn baby stuff is kind of weird and kind of goes off the rails. Why by the time you get to the end, baby Freddy's cool. There's some cool stuff in there. The girl that he shoves the food in her face and things like that. The bulimic girl, that's a really good kill sequence as well. So I think the set pieces in that movie are actually really good. There's not a ton of kills, but like the 3 big like set piece kills are some of the best of the franchise. I think people forget that sometimes with Dream Child, but like the motorcycle kill, the Super Freddy, and the bulimic girl, like are some of the best like set piece kills in the whole franchise, and they're all in Dream Child. So the stuff around all that isn't the best of the franchise, but there are some really good redeemable qualities about the film, and I enjoy it quite a bit. And Alice is my favorite character, honestly, of the entire franchise, next to Freddy. So, more of her is always a good thing. So that's my number 5. Coming at number 4 is Wes Craven's New Nightmare from 1994. That was always a super cool movie for me. I just remember thinking to myself that I had never seen a movie like that before when it came out, like how it dealt with like the meta aspects, how Heather Langenkamp was playing herself in real life, or Nancy, the actor, Heather Langenkamp, yes, was playing herself in real life. Sorry. I'd never really seen anything like that before. So I always thought that was really cool when I was a kid. And I was probably, like I said, 10 or 11 when I watched that movie. And I like the stuff at the end with her like eating the sleeping pills, like going into the labyrinth, like through the bed. Like I always thought that was super cool. And Freddy is back in that one. Like he's back to being like really sinister, really mean, and really scary. And at that point, like he hadn't been scary like he was in the first one since the first one, honestly. So that's like a real return to form for like this scary, more atmospheric Freddy from the first film, and how they repeat like some of the moments and the kills without like really like ripping them off is really good. I like to kill the girl in the hospital room. Have you ever played Skin the Cat? And I like the Miko Hughes. Is that his name? The kid from Pet Sematary. Like I think he's really good in the movie. He was a really good kid actor, so he was great. Her husband while he's driving, that kill is freaking awesome. And I just remember being like super like unsettled when the police like arrived at her doorstep and had to tell her what happened to her husband. So that movie's always been one of my favorites. Like if you would ask me like 10 years ago, that one might be top 3, but it's moved down a little bit over the years. But I do love Wes Craven's New Nightmare. That's definitely one of my favorites of the franchise. And this one might be a hot take, a little bit of a hot take, but coming in at number 3 is Dream Warriors. Dream Warriors, which I love Dream Warriors. Love it to death. It's awesome. But I will admit, when I was a kid, there's another one in the franchise that I remember I would watch Dream Warriors and be like, I can't wait till I get to the next one. I can't wait till I get to the next one. So it was one that I always liked and appreciated, and it's got some of the best kills. Like watching it now, like I realize like the true greatness of the movie, that there were some things about it I didn't appreciate when I was a kid. The marionette kill, the TV welcome to primetime bitch. Like there's so many great moments and kills and set pieces in that film. And Freddy's awesome. Like he really kind of is the perfect balance of like sinister and scary and also comedic as well. He's got a lot of good one-liners. Want to get high. Like that whole sequence where he's getting ready to insert the needles, like just the way he looks is so freaking scary, sends chills down your spine. So many great moments. That's where you're introduced to Kincaid, who's a great character. Joey, and there's a lot of great characters. Like they're all great together. All the Dream Warriors are great. It really is like X-Men in the Nightmare on Elm Street universe, which is really awesome. Um, but Dream Warriors is fantastic. It's great. I love it. But it is my number 3. I'm not going to put it as my number 1. A lot of people would, but I can't get it that high. I just can't. It stops here at number 3. I'm happy with that. It's a great movie. I love it. You guys got to understand, I love these movies. Like, I'd say my top 6, like, I love. Like, I even love Freddy's Dead. So, like, I love Dream Warriors. I think it's awesome, but it's my number 3. Coming at number 2 is Dream Master, baby. Nightmare on Elm Street 4. God, I love this movie. This was my favorite one to watch as a kid. Like, I rewatched Dream Master like so many times. It's easily probably my most rewatched, next to the first one. But honestly, like I feel like I watched Dream Master like over and over again. Like I always wanted to watch it. I loved it. Like it always made me sad, like in the beginning, how we lost like the great characters from Dream Warriors, and we had the different actress. You had Tuesday Night filling in as Kristen. But I thought she did a good job. Like I thought she did a serviceable job, like filling in for Patricia Arquette. And I thought her performance was really good, even though we didn't get her for like a super long time. But I liked her and her relationship with the new final girl, Alice, played by Lisa Wilcox, which is, like I said, my favorite character in the entire franchise. I just think this one's super underrated. I feel like it gets a little bit disrespected because people love Dream Warriors so much and they will always say that's the best. But I'm like, damn it, Dream Master is so freaking good too. And it just has that epic nature that I feel like people are really loving right now in the Terrifier series with, Sienna being like an actual like threat to Art the Clown, the way that Alice was to Freddy Krueger back in Dream Master. Like he had never faced an adversary like Alice before. And how she was able to, like, her power was to draw all of her friends' special abilities together and to hone them together and to be able to like combine them all together and create like a ultimate like super skill where she could like take out and defeat Freddy. Um, I just thought it was incredible when I was a kid. It was so freaking cool. I loved her as a character. I love the scene where she's getting ready, doing the nunchucks and all that. It's got some of the best music in it. Phenomenal soundtrack. I know everybody calls it the MTV like Freddy, and I never really like saw it as that when I was a kid. I was just, I liked it for the story, for the mythology, for the world building. And that's what I love about Nightmare on Elm Street, like the storytelling. And the lore and just everything that you can just kind of wrap yourself in watching these movies beyond just the cool kills and Freddy as a character. So, and I like how it continues everything. Like they killed the last of the Elm Street kids, but then, Alice was in there and she was kind of the link to the new kids. So Freddy could kill more people. And it was just a cool, like kind of bridge, between the first half of the series and the second half of the series. And I just thought it was well done. I love Dream Master. It's so nostalgic for me. And even though like maybe Dream Warriors is a better movie, like overall, but like I got so much nostalgia and love for Dream Master. It's gotta be my number 2. And coming at number 1, guys, I talked about it in my review last week, but the original, you just don't beat it. It's the best. It's the best. It starts everything. It's Freddy at his scariest, his most pure. I said it in my review last week, and people pushed back on me in the comment section, but there's not a lot of fun to be had in this movie. Like Freddy ain't cracking jokes. He does some jokes here and there, but like I said, it's not meant for comedy. Like it's meant to scare you and invoke terror and fear. And that's that whole movie. Like that, so much atmosphere. I love Lisa, but like Heather Langenkamp is great as Nancy, and she's definitely a great adversary for Freddy Krueger for sure. But yeah, there's something about the first one, like the first kill, like it's just so mean, so freaking mean. And I really think like without that first kill in A Nightmare on Elm Street, like you don't have something like the Terrifier today. Like without Wes Craven like pushing the limits, because that is an extremely gory kill sequence. Like you don't have some of the crap you have today. Like people pushing it like they do with the gore without that sequence. It's one of the most impressive gore kill sequences of all time. And even like Johnny Depp, like getting sucked down in the bed, like that is so wild, so wild. But yeah, I love the first Nightmare on Elm Street. It's Freddy at his best, at his most scary, and it's just so pure. It's honestly just one of the best. As much as I love the rest of the franchise, I'm not going to say that, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5 is one of the best horror movies of all time. But Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1 is legitimately in the conversation for being in like the top 10 horror movies ever made. So it has to be my number one. So there you have it, guys. That's my ranking. How did I do? Did I do okay? We got some comments that I'll get into. And you just can't disrespect the first one, you just can't. Some franchises you can, Friday the 13th, I'll understand if that's not your favorite, but can't disrespect the first one. Let's see. Oh my God, Marius. That's okay. It's your opinion. It's your opinion. Oh, we got somebody's ranking right here. 137. That's a good ranking. It's not too far off of mine. You got 4 in the top 4. 2 and 5 and 8 and 6 and 9. Not bad. Not bad. I'm assuming 8 is Freddy versus Jason. That's not a bad ranking. Rinse and repeat. I have to wait till November the 19th for my steelbook copy. I'm sorry, Eric. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. Yeah, I'm not going to blame him, but like I just hate him in that movie. I look at that Freddy, I just want to throw up. Well, you got somebody that loves the remake. Yeah, those are good ones. Like I said, I'm wrong. You're wrong. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Two is the worst of them all. Well, I mean, 2 is my number 7. Like, I don't think it's the worst, but I'm not like a massive fan of the movie. It just gets on my nerves. Sticks out like a sore thumb, like in a bad way, I feel like. And it's got knockoff Meryl Streep in it. Like, come on. But at the same time, I'd love to watch it on 4K. I would love to see that bus sequence in 4K. I would love it. Yeah, it's got the uncut and the regular version. See, there's a lot of fans of Freddy 2. I feel like people are coming out for Freddy 2 like they are like Halloween 3 or something. But the difference is Halloween 3 is actually great, and Freddy 2 is not, at least to me. Let's see. I haven't seen all of them. We need to watch them. I'd say sit down and watch them all this October. Yeah, I get that. Like I said, it's growing on me. But I used to hate it. Like, hate it. I would watch like the bus sequence and turn it off. But what's up, Tiana? How are you doing? Because Dokken, yeah, but Dokken's great. It's a great soundtrack for 3, but I'd still say the soundtrack for 4 is better. Oh my goodness, it's better. So good. It's a boy. Oh shit. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Cool Duder's girlfriend. It's an honor. Oh shit. According to the new Halloween trilogy timeline, Michael Myers killed 3 teenagers 40 plus years ago, and the town is still worked up about it. They act like he slaughtered 100 people. I know. It's like I can understand that, like, after what happened in 2018 and Kills, like, you wanna act like that after that, go for it. But 3 teenagers got murdered in 1978. It's traumatizing for the people that were involved. Like, I get Laurie Strode's trauma, kind of. Maybe not that extreme, but kind of. But the whole town? Like, come on. Come on. Yeah, I mean, you get that splash of blood. You know, it's pretty good. Oh man, that Johnny Depp sequence is so gnarly. So gnarly. I'm so impressed by that sequence every time I watch it. It is a great concept. Yeah, I love New Nightmare. I love it. Number 2, that's a good spot for it too. See, this is a franchise that I'm not going to argue with you too much. Like if you say this movie's number 2, this one's number 1, number 3, like I'm not going to argue too much because I love them. I love a lot of them. I'll be your new Nightmare Kid. It's not that noticeable. It's like seeing the uncut of Stay Alive. New Nightmare is deep. Number 1. Damn. Number 1. Yeah, it's solid. Yeah, it's solid. It is the Nancy trilogy. Yep. Yep. Dream Warriors is number 2. Is the first one your number 1? At least you like part 1. Dream Warriors was originally my number 3 for a long time. It's my number 3 right now. The Puppet Master kill. Yeah, that's a great kill. 4 is my number 2 as well. Nice, Michael. She is good. She is good. But she didn't want to come back. So Tuesday Night filled in. Not only did Tuesday Night fill in, but she also did the opening song to Nightmare 4, which is like maybe the best song in the franchise. I love the opening to Nightmare 4 so much. The drawing on the chalk with that song playing. Oh my god, I love it. I rewound that like all the time. I just loved it. I love the opening. So good. I wanted to go outside and draw chalk Freddy's house. After I watched that. It should have. It's great. I don't think it's way better. It's like if you want to say it's better, fine, but I don't think it's way better. Dream Master is great. Definitely watch Dream Warriors and then watch Dream Master because it's like they're perfect together. They really are. Oh god, I love that sequence too. Yeah, I was always like, what the hell's going on when I was a kid? And I was like, then I finally got it. I was like, oh, they're in a time loop. It was probably the first time I seen something like that in a movie. Rennie Harlan's a great director, man. Like he's Cliffhanger and Die Hard 2. Like he's done a lot of good stuff. He did Deep Blue Sea. Yeah, Rennie Harlan's given us a lot of Strangers Chapter 1. He's given us a lot of good stuff. Dream Master is awesome. I love Dream Master. Love it, love it, love it. After part 1, the same with the other franchises. Some people cheered for. Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I get that, Dawn. I like her. No, I didn't say my number 1 would be controversial, but I think having 3 at number 3 is a little controversial. I think having 2 at number 7 might be a little bit controversial. Everything else I feel like is pretty standard. Yeah, it's great. Yep, I agree. That is great. Thank you, Don. Thank you, DJ. Like I said, most people be like, that's a good ranking for Nightmare on Elm Street. Like I said, I'm not going to get too many haters for that. If I were ranking Friday the 13th, y'all be going crazy. Crazy right now. Oh my God. People do not like my Friday the 13th ranking. But I gotta be honest. It would be awesome. Yeah, it's up there, man. Like it's up there with the best of them. It really is, I think. And it's easily Wes Craven's best movie. You may love Scream, and I get it. Scream's a cool movie. It is not better than Nightmare on Elm Street. It's not. Nice. Yep, I agree. Oh God, yeah, I remember that, man. I'm not even looking forward to rewatching that. Like I was looking forward to rewatching the Friday remake. I'm not looking forward to watching that. It is. It's great. Like I don't even like putting it in number 4, but it's like I just couldn't get it any higher than that. But I love New Nightmare. I love it. I don't love to. Probably the Human Centipede. No, she'd probably say that's better. You think 2's a comedy? Tommy, Lindsay, Lonnie all have trauma and kills was a stretch. None of them really dealt with Michael other than Lonnie. Retcon scene. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, Lindsay and Tommy, like, they just went next door, right? They didn't even deal with it. Yeah. So stupid. Oh my God. And I feel like my Halloween ranking, I don't know if it would be controversial, but not as bad as Friday. Dokken is the best. It's great. It's great, but I still think Dream Master's better soundtrack overall. Yeah, he's got a great filmography. He really does. Yeah, Freddy's Dead it's a special movie. Ken's got a bone for Tuesday. Oh God, it reminds me of American Pie because I was watching that last night. And the opening scene is so funny. When his parents are walking in there. Oh, I know you want to hide the bone. What was that? Oh God, I was laughing. They don't make good comedies like that anymore. I think he's trying to watch some illegal channels. I remember the night it came out, heading to the bathroom when some guy came out of it, and I asked him, "How is it?" He looked at me with a smile and said, "That's some crazy shit." What was that, Jay? You talking about Nightmare? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Yeah. That was pretty funny. Oh yeah. That's messed up. Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I'm not saying those are the best films, but I'm nostalgic for them. All right, guys, that's the show. We're done. Okay. Well, let me show off this sale real quick. I'll talk about the Hitchcock set on Monday for the physical media report, but I can show off this sale. There's a Halloween sale going on MBD shop right now. You can get free shipping on the US orders of $75 or more. I'll try to link the sale on the stream when I get done. But basically you can get a lot of MBD rewind titles for $17.48. 14.98. Like I said, I've seen better sales, but they do have some Synops titles as well. Basket case on Blu-ray is $9.98. I mean, you can get Zombie on 4K. I don't think that's gonna come with a slipcover because that went out of print. But you can get Zombie on 4K for $25. That's one of the best 4Ks for one of the best zombie movies, in my opinion. I love Zombie. but a lot of good Blue Underground. Like Blue Underground guys does great work. They release like 3 4Ks a year, but they're always phenomenal. Maniac looks great on 4K, but they got Intruder, so they got Synop stuff. They got Blue Underground. They got MVD Rewind, Toolbox Murders for $25. So if you want to stock up on some of these titles for cheaper than you can get them on Amazon right now, then it's definitely a decent sale to take part in. The Prowler, like a lot of this stuff I got earlier this year for pretty cheap. Like I got Street Trash and Prom Night and the Prowler and all this kind of stuff. So I'm not going to take part in this sale. But Phenomena on 4K is excellent. I do have that. Dead and Buried's a good 4K. But you got some good stuff on here. Disturbing Behaviors, $14.98. They got Arrow stuff as well. So a lot of stuff. 33 pages of stuff on here, guys. You can get the Toxic Avenger set. That's a good deal for $70. So you can get the Toxic Avenger 4K set, which all the Toxic Avenger movies look incredible on 4K. Vinegar Syndrome actually assisted Trauma in doing those 4Ks. So they look like Vinegar Syndrome 4Ks. Like the first one and the second one, like look amazing. Oh my God, they look so good. So if you like those movies, like those 4Ks are top tier. Absolutely top tier. So $70 for that. Yeah, just some good stuff. Good stuff. Some underground stuff. You got Black Roses. I think that's just a DVD though. I've heard good things about that one. Satan's Little Helper. I recommended that earlier this week in a short. That's a lot of fun. It's like early 2000s, like straight to DVD kind of garbage, but it's a fun movie though. It really is. I recommend that one. The Kindred. I didn't love The Kindred. I'll be honest. It's like a creature feature, but I was expecting a little bit more from that one. You got some Visual Vengeance. Bloody Muscle Bodybuilder in Hell. Oh my God. Oh yeah, Swamp Thing on 4K is $24.98. I feel like that was cheaper when it came out though. I feel like that was a Best Buy for like $20. But Best Buy doesn't sell physical media anymore, so there you go. You got some Arrow video titles, but honestly, like the Shocktober sale probably has those for cheaper. So you might want to get it off of there because that's going on right now as well. But yeah, some good stuff, guys. Just get on there. I'll try to link it on the stream when I'm done. It's on mbdshop.com. Baby. All right, guys. So now we're done. Oh, somebody said Ghoulies 2 is $20. Ghoulies 2 for $20 is great. That was a great 4K. So that's a recommendation for sure. Still got 195 people in here. If you haven't hit the like button, hit that like button. I would definitely appreciate that. And then, yeah, that's it. That's the show, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. We talked about Elm Street coming to 4K, hopefully from Arrow Video. That. I've got all my eggs in that basket. That has to happen. It has to. Okay. We did my Nightmare ranking, which wasn't very controversial, right? Pretty nice, pretty clean, I'd say. Talked about some other stuff, but guys, this was a good show. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'll be back next Wednesday. I don't know what I'm going to be talking about. I'll be talking about something. I've got a Terrifier 3 video that's going to drop tomorrow. It's kind of a theater review vlog type video. So check that out if you want to see my thoughts on Terrifier 3. The Trick or Treat 4K review will be Friday. That's what I'm planning. I got some other stuff coming as well. Shocktober sale pickups. American Pie 4K review will be coming at some point. The Ring 4K review will be coming at some point. And then hopefully next week I'll have the Signs and Sixth Sense in my possession. I'm excited to watch those and review those on 4K. So thank you all so much for checking out the stream, checking out my content on a daily basis. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. And we'll see you next time. And I'm just going to hold here until I find my outro.